in the heart of Chicago's bustling South Side, where the relentless wind off Lake Michigan whips through alleyways like a reminder of life's unpredictability, Emily Thompson once believed her reflection held the key to everything. What if one careless flicker could erase your identity, turning your skin into a map of pain and stealing the confidence that defined you? That's the brutal reality Emily faced on that stormy October evening in 2018, when she was just 28 years old. She had built her life around her appearance: flawless, olive skin, cascading brown waves, and a smile that lit up rooms. Working as a barista at a downtown Starbucks from dawn till noon, earning $12 an hour to cover her $1,200 monthly rent on a cramped one-bedroom apartment, and picking up weekend shifts as a waitress at a corner diner near Wrigley Field, Emily hustled through the grind of young adulthood. Student loans from her community college days loomed like shadows, but she told herself beauty would open doors. Looks get you noticed, she'd laugh with her roommate over cheap takeout. That night, exhausted from a double shift, she lit a scented candle to unwind, but a gust knocked it over, igniting the curtains in a blaze that consumed her kitchen. Flames licked her arms and face before neighbors pounded on the door. Firefighters dragged her out, but the damage was done, severe burns covering 40% of her body. As sirens faded into the night, Emily's world ignited into something unrecognizable. The stakes were immediate. Without her looks, how could she face the world, pay her bills, or even recognize herself? Emily's awakening in the burn unit at Northwestern Memorial Hospital felt like emerging from a nightmare into another. Tubes crisscrossed her body, and the beep of monitors echoed her racing heart. Doctors spoke in hushed tones about skin grafts and months of recovery, but when a nurse handed her a small mirror after the first bandages came off, the shock hit like a second fire. Her face, once her pride, was now a twisted landscape of red welts and puckered scars, pulling tight with every movement. "It'll heal," the doctor assured her, but Emily saw only ruin. Discharged after 6 agonizing weeks, she returned to her smoke-damaged apartment, patched up by a stingy insurance payout that barely covered the basics. Quitting her jobs was inevitable. The thought of customers' stares made her stomach churn. Her bank account plummeted below $500 within days, forcing her to skip meals and ration ramen noodles. Calls to her parents in suburban Ohio brought temporary relief. A $200 wire transfer here. Groceries shipped there. But pride kept her from asking too often. Friends like her best pal Mia texted less frequently. Their invitations to brunches or bar hops met with excuses. Emily hid under oversized hoodies, avoiding mirrors, and venturing out only at dusk for essentials from the corner bodega. Social media, once a fun escape, became torture. She scrolled endlessly through influencers with airbrushed perfection, reinforcing her deepest fear. Without beauty, she was invisible, worthless. Weeks blurred into months of isolation, her only routine, the daily wound care that took an hour of painful scrubbing and bandaging. Job applications, over 20 submitted online in those first 2 months, came back with polite rejections, citing customer service requirements that her scars apparently disqualified her from. "Why fight when you've already lost?" she whispered to the empty room one night, tears stinging her raw skin. But could a single video pierce the darkness? Or would Emily's isolation swallow her whole? As winter's grip tightened on Chicago in early 2019, Emily's struggles escalated like the piling snowdrifts outside her window. The physical toll came first, relentless and unforgiving. Daily dressings left her drained, her hands trembling as she applied ointments that cost $50 a tube from the pharmacy down the block. Without job-provided insurance, therapy sessions at the hospital racked up $150 each, ballooning her medical debt to $8,000 in just 3 months. She tried cheap makeup from the drugstore to mask the scars, but it cracked and flaked, drawing more attention. Social rejection amplified the pain. At a burn survivors support group in a drafty community center near Wrigley Field, she forced herself to attend once, sharing her story in a quivering voice. A participant's offhand remark, "You must have been stunning before," sent her bolting out, humiliated, vowing never to return. Dating apps offered fleeting hope. She matched with a guy named Jake, chatting for days about Chicago's best pizza spots, but she ghosted him before their planned coffee meetup, terrified of his recoil. Financially, the hits kept coming. Her landlord slapped an eviction notice on her door after 2 months of unpaid rent, giving her 30 days to scrape together $2,400 or face the streets. Desperate, she pawned her grandmother's silver necklace at a shop on Michigan Avenue for $300, buying a week's grace, but deepening her shame. Stress eating became her crutch. Bags of chips and frozen pizzas piled up, adding 25 pounds to her frame and fueling a cycle of self-loathing. Trolls lurked, even in her minimal online presence. Anonymous comment on a forum post called her damaged goods, crushing her for days. Isolation peaked in that dark failure. Friends fully faded, Mia's calls unanswered in her haze, and Emily curled on her couch, binge-watching reality TV to numb the void, wondering if she'd ever emerge. Yet, amid the ruins, a faint glow appeared. Could it spark change, or flicker out like her candle? Emily's journey toward rebuilding began in small, deliberate steps, forged in the sweat of persistence rather than overnight miracles. In the thawing spring of 2019, she committed to daily habits that reclaimed her body inch by inch. Every morning at 6 a.m., she'd lace up worn sneakers and walk 2 miles along the lakefront trail, the cold wind biting her exposed skin but strengthening her resolve. By the 4th week, blisters sidelined her for days, but she pushed through, logging 180 such walks over 6 months and shedding those 25 extra pounds as her muscles toned. She splurged $50 on quality makeup from a Sephora in the Loop, spending hours in front of her cracked mirror, practicing blends that softened her scars without erasing them. Failures dotted the path. A botched application left her in tears before a rare grocery outing, and she deleted her first 3 video attempts, deeming them too raw. Mental fortitude came from free therapy twice a week at a local clinic in Hyde Park, where she journaled negative thoughts, transforming "I'm hideous" into "I'm healing." Reconnecting with Mia via a tentative text, "I miss you," brought a mentor back into her life. Mia visited weekly, offering honest feedback on Emily's budding ideas. Social media experimentation started humbly. She created at Scarred But Strong on Instagram, posting daily despite shaky confidence. Early content flopped. A makeup time-lapse garnered just 10 likes, but she adapted, sharing stories of panic attacks in public or the sting of her 15th job rejection. Trolls struck again, one labeling her account a freak show, nearly derailing her for a week. Yet, consistency built momentum. Her first 100 followers came from survivor forums, their encouraging comments like lifelines. Mia helped edit posts, turning vulnerability into relatability. As her audience grew slowly, a question loomed: could this digital spark turn into a flame, or would it extinguish under pressure? The pivotal shift arrived on a humid July afternoon in 2019, as Emily lay on her threadbare couch, doom-scrolling YouTube, amid the hum of her ancient fridge. A thumbnail caught her eye. A grizzled veteran with facial scars from combat, speaking unfiltered about reshaping identity through sheer willpower. His words pierced her. "Fog. Scars don't define you. Your fight does." She paused the video, heart thumping like it had during the fire's roar. Standing before her mirror, scars bared under harsh fluorescent light, she whispered, "What if beauty isn't skin deep? What if it's the will to keep going?" That moment crystallized her decision: no more hiding in shadows. With trembling fingers, she grabbed her old iPhone, downloaded the Instagram app anew, and snapped a close-up of her face, unfiltered. The caption flowed, "Day 1, owning my scars. Beauty is willpower." Hitting post felt like leaping off a cliff, her pulse racing as the image uploaded. Would it vanish into the void, or draw even one soul who understood? But would anyone respond, or would silence confirm her deepest fears? Emily's transformation unfolded gradually, each milestone earned through grit as the world shifted around her. In March 2020, amid Chicago's COVID lockdown, she filmed a raw video from her balcony, overlooking gridlocked traffic below, slowly removing her makeup on camera, tears tracing her scars, declaring, Beauty is willpower choosing to rise, scarred and strong. It exploded virally, shared by a wellness influencer, racking up 50,000 views in 48 hours and surging her followers from 500 to 10,000 inches a month. Messages poured in from survivors across the globe, sharing their own battles. Brands took notice. A skincare line sent free samples, leading to her first sponsored post netting $200. Technical hurdles persisted. A live session crashed, losing 300 viewers midstream, but she enrolled in a $99 online course on social media strategy, mastering algorithms and SEO. By summer, her audience hit 50,000, allowing her to quit a grueling part-time delivery job, paying $12 hourly. A podcast invite reached 100,000 listeners, and she earned $500 speaking at a virtual burn conference. Metrics soared. 1 million total views by year's end, with engagement at 8%, double the industry average. Affiliates kicked in $3,000 monthly by 2021, clearing her $8,000 debt in 18 months, and funding a move to a sunnier apartment in Lincoln Park for $1,500 rent. In 2022, her YouTube channel launched, gaining 200,000 subscribers in 9 months via weekly resilience vlog. A TEDx talk in Chicago, Scars as Strength, earned a standing ovation from 1,200 attendees and 500,000 online views. Travel ensued 5,000 miles that year to conferences in New York and LA, while income stabilized at $7,000 monthly from merch like Willpower wins tees and gigs. A partnership with a makeup brand crumbled when execs deemed her unpolished, but she negotiated better deals elsewhere. Personally, she dated a kind graphic designer met via Instagram, proving love saw beyond scars. Emily's growth deepened into profound gratitude, viewing her scars not as chains, but as badges of battles won. At 35 now, she often reflected on that fateful fire as a catalyst, whispering in interviews, "I owe my strength to the pain it forged who I am." She thanked Mia's unwavering support, the stranger's messages that lit her darkest nights, and her own unyielding grit. Her home bloomed with thriving plants under sunlit windows, symbolizing renewal. Friendships mended. Mia became her business partner, co-crafting content that touched millions. Emily gave back through a small foundation for burn victims, donating $10,000 annually. She mentored via online groups, hosting free webinars that reached 5,000 participants last year, and visited hospitals with $50 care packages of scar creams and journals. Runs evolved into triumphs. She completed the Chicago Marathon in 2024, crossing the finish line in 4 hours and 32 minutes, despite a minor surgery setback during training. These acts weren't charity, they were extensions of her healed self, proving willpower's ripple effect. In the end, Emily's story echoes a timeless truth. Scars don't end lives, they etch stories of triumph. Beauty emerges not from perfection but from the willpower to rebuild, step by scarred step. Anyone facing flames, literal or metaphorical, can start today. Grab that mirror, own your reflection, and take your first bold move. Comment, Day 1. If this is your beginning, the world needs your light.